Hello everyone, welcome to Sam Science View channel. In today's video, we are going to listen to a science fact, the history and recycling of paper. Before getting into the video, please watch this entire video, and if you have any science related queries, you can get it rectified through this channel. Now let's get into the video. Before paper as we know it existed, people communicated through pictures and symbols carved into tree bark, painted on cave walls, and marked on papyrus or clay tablets. About 2000 years ago, inventors in China took communication to next level, crafting cloth sheets to record their drawings and writings, and paper as we know it today was born. Paper was first made in Lehang, China by Cai Lun, a Chinese court official. In all likelihood, Cai mixed mulberry bark, hemp, and rags with water, mashed it into pulp, pressed out the liquid, and hung the thin mat to dry in the sun. During the 8th century, about 300 years after Cai's discovery, the secret traveled to the region that is now the Middle East. Yet, it took another 500 years for paper making to enter Europe. One of the first paper mills was built in Spain, and soon paper was being made at mills all across Europe. Then, with paper easier to make, paper was used for printing important books like Bibles and legal documents. England began making large supplies of paper in the late 15th century and supplied the colonies with paper for many years. Finally, in 1690, the first US paper mill was built in Pennsylvania. At first, American paper mills used the Chinese method of shredding old rags and cloths into individual fibers to make paper. But as the demand for paper grew, the mills changed to using fiber from trees because wood was less expensive and more abundant than cloth. Today, paper is made from trees grown in sustainably managed forests and from recycled paper. Recycling has always been a part of paper making. When you recycle your used paper, paper mills will use it to make new notebook paper, paper grocery bags, cardboard boxes, envelopes, magazines, cartoons, newspapers, and other paper products. The industrial manufacture of paper began in the 19th century with the expansion of mass circulation newspapers and the first best selling novels, which required enormous quantities of cheap cellulose. In 1797, Louis Nicolas Robert created the first four drying machine, which was able to produce 60 centimeter long sheet. As demand for paper making rags outstripped supply, alternative materials were sought like wood pulp. With the development of new techniques for extracting fibers from trees, the price of paper fell dramatically, and paper soon became a product of mass consumption. In Britain alone, paper output soared from 96,000 tons a year in 1861 to 6,48,000 tons in 1900. Once again, the history of paper and history of humankind were closely intertwined. With the spread of cheap paper, books and newspapers became accessible to all, leading to an explosion of literacy among the middle classes. But it wasn't until the turn of the century that paper would be employed for other uses like toilet and wrapping paper, toys, and interior decoration. There are some environmental impacts of paper and environmental choices. Paper manufacturing uses significant amounts of natural resources between 2 and 2.5 tons of timber and 30 to 40 cubic meters of water are required to make 1 ton of paper. And what's more is that electricity and methane gas are needed to power the industrial machines used in the various production phases, and depending on the type of paper, a host of polluting chemical additives are used. That's why, whenever possible, it's important to choose sustainable or recycled paper to reduce the environmental impact of paper production. Sustainable paper is made out of wood cellulose originating from Forest Stewardship Council certified forest, where strict environmental, social, and economic standards apply. Recycled paper, on the other hand, is made out of recovered paper. However, the chlorine used to bleach it as well as other chemical additives used mean that recycled paper is often not as economically friendly as commonly thought. To be sure that you are choosing a genuinely eco-friendly product, opt for paper with Eco Label certification, the European Ecological Quality Label awarded to environmentally sustainable products. So some of the alternatives to paper is, one among them is crushed paper produced by venerable Italian paper makers Favini, made out of fruit and vegetable byproducts. Production of this paper releases 20% fewer carbon dioxide emissions and uses up to 15% less cellulose than traditional paper, and is suitable for many applications from food and wine labels to premium quality invitation cards, catalogs, and brochures. The latest innovation is a remake, a paper made from 25% leather offcuts, 40% recycled cellulose, and 35% FSC certified virgin cellulose fibers. It is a fine quality, recyclable, and compostable material perfect for printing sophisticated publications and luxury packaging. Another great substitute is hemp, a highly durable material that has been used to make paper since ancient times, first by the Chinese and later by the Arabs. Cultivation of this plant does not require pesticides and provides a quantity of fiber per hectare that is 3 to 4 times greater than traditional forests. Its main drawback is the cost of processing hemp pulp, which is much higher than conventional cellulose extraction. Our topic on the history and recycling of paper finishes here, but I'm sure that thanks to continued technical innovation, many more surprises lie ahead. The history of paper is far from over, and this fascinating and useful material will remain with us for years to come. So, if we want to have this paper to years to come, please preserve it. Don't waste this paper, and think about the history of paper, and be cautious about our nature. So that's it for today's video. I hope so you got some scientific facts relating to history and recycling of paper. And if you have any science related queries, do comment about it and get it clarified. We will meet in the next Science Fact Treasury series. Until then, it's goodbye from Sam. Take care.